guess the question everyone wants you to answer relates to the tragic passing of Rich Piana and Dallas McCarver. Just a tragic week for bodybuilding.
Yeah, it was. It's like with Dallas, we haven't really heard of what it was. We heard the choking and everything else, but I guess until the autopsy comes out, we actually know what happened. You can't really speculate because, people always come up with rumours when it comes to bodybuilders. And Rich too, it's like you heard all the things that he passed out and hit his head or did this or did that, or was it drug related, like recreational drugs, so we still really don't know there either. So, it's just tragic that two big names in the sport passed away in the same week, even though Rich was in the coma for almost 2 weeks, and then Dallas passed away at such a young age. So it is sad, but sadly in this sport it's all going to be drug related, steroid related. But it's like yesterday here in Australia, we have Ironman champion Dean Mercer has his morning workout out swimming and doing whatever at the beach, hops in the car, drives home. They say he had a heart attack and died at 47, and all I've seen on the news and on the radio is what a hero he was, what a great father, such a great athlete, this and that, and tragic loss. And I'm sure if that was me, all would be here would be steroids, drug related, and so it's pretty sad how you can have two different types of sports, both people great athletes in each sport. One's a great athlete and dies and it's tragic, another athlete in bodybuilding dies and it's all drug related, so pretty sucks.
With the bodybuilding aspect, I saw that you posted about getting your heart checked. I guess that's... I
had my ECG done, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Must have been yesterday. And then I booked in for the stress test on next Thursday. And the stress test I don't really like, just cause normally they put you on the treadmill and wire you up and make you run and make it go faster and the incline starts going up. But then if you're like me and you get shin splints really bad, sometimes I can't get my heart rate up to where it needs to be, so they won't do that test. They just lay me on a table, put the IV in, and they inject you with this stuff, and what it does, it just increases your heart rate. So they'll be talking to you like, how's your day going? You'll be like, yeah, I had a good day, this and that, and as you're talking they start injecting, then so you'd be like, yeah, today I was doing this and I watched TV and then I went to It's the weirdest feeling ever, because you're doing nothing, you're laying dead flat, but it's just like you've done like a bloody 300 metre sprint. Your heart just starts pounding and you can't get your breath, and then once you get to a certain level they bring you back down to normal, and then they'll inject you again and it starts racing again. So it's a weird feeling. So I'll probably start off with the treadmill one and see how far I get before the shins give out. But you used to always get it checked once a year anyway, and then sometimes you can get the ultrasound done too. You know, like not the echocardio one, but it's some sort of cardiac ultrasound where they just look inside and they measure the walls of your heart and the thickness of the walls and stuff like that, and see how much your heart's enlarged, because any athlete that trains hard has an enlarged heart, so it's always just good to get it checked, and then they can have a reference point for each year later on. So yes, I'm getting it done next week, that one. The ECG I had, like I said, done yesterday, and I guess they didn't say anything, so it must have been okay. My mum said, if there's anything wrong they would have said something to you there, but I said, well, maybe she just doesn't know, because it's one of, Lavity that does blood and ECGs, but she's like, no, they're all trained in knowing what to look for, so if something was wrong they would have called another nurse in and, maybe did the test again, so hopefully it was okay.
Well, isn't it a good sign that when you're doing the stress test that you can't get your heart rate up through basic sort of cardio activity?
Well, it's hard, because normally if I'm doing treadmill it's really hard for me, like cardio wise, like training wise, if I'm lifting heavy weights like squatting and leg pressing heavy and stuff, I'm sure my heart rate goes a lot higher doing weight training than it does cardio wise. So I can even do like the treadmill and put it on a bit of an incline, walk at like maybe 5 kilometres an hour, just a nice steady pace, and make the incline go off and not hang on. And if I do end up hanging on, my heart rate's probably only around 116 at the most, and then if I hang on it just comes down to maybe 105. So like I said, I think when I did the test last time, they want to try to get you up near at least 160, 180, which is pretty pretty hard going, especially when they want you to run on an incline, and after all my shins just start hurting, so my feet are just like bang, 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 bang. And one time I just grabbed a hold of the handles and stopped, like, is there something wrong? I said, yeah, my fucking shins are killing me. So it's like, so normally I had to do the injection one, but we'll see how we go. We'll try the treadmill one again on next Thursday. But you always get it checked out. It's best to have that sort of thing done because, like I said, you never really know. But and I always say too, if you get chest pains here and there, but you find most guys that if you do train heavy, you can have a big chest workout, and the next day or day later, you can have tightness of the chest. You can have pain in the centre of your chest and stuff, but it's just from the workout. So the differentiate between a heart attack and chest pain sometimes, or training pain, you hope you'll notice the difference if it does happen, but sometimes I figure, would we notice the difference? So, yeah. And then sometimes when my arms are big like this, I can just sit there for a while with my arm bent, even driving the car, and my arm will go numb and get pins and needles in my fingers, so then I start thinking, fuck, I'm having a stroke. So I just straighten my arm out, and after a while I come back, I got feeling again. So yeah, it's hard to tell, but it's best to be safe than sorry, because I know most guys don't get their blood work done, they don't get any type of thing checked out, so it's always good to.
Yeah, look, as I get older, on my birthday, that I always go and get a checkup, and because you do it.
You just go for the prostate though, don't you?
No, we do that weekly here.
Yeah, but I think you should, because it's not even bodybuilding, but you see it in all sports now. Rugby players, young kids, they're dropping dead on the field and all this sort of stuff. So whether different lifestyles or people party with recreational drugs, or even if it comes down to energy drinks and people taking all these pre-workouts just making the heart race, you don't know. It's one of those things where if you've got underlying condition, until something happens, you don't know. So you're better off just getting the checks done every year, so you can at least, if anything's going to happen, catch it early. So.
And back to Rich, do you think some of the things he was doing, eating wise and...
Well, I remember that time, was it last year or early this year, when he said he wanted to put on that 30 pounds in 30 days or 60 pounds, whatever it was, and I said, I think it's stupid, but if he wants to do it, but I always said, I think what he's doing is stupid, because he's at that stage where he's massive, he's got a big name, and to be in your 40s like that, to do that, I said, doing it could be okay, but I said, but say you do that, what are you going to do? You put on 30 pounds in a short amount of time, and I always said, say if he does irreversible damage that can't be undone, I said, is it really worth it? So, so who knows what can happen when you do that type of thing, maybe okay when you're younger. I remember when I was young, in my 20s, I'd bulk up to 285 and stuff like that. I felt normal, I felt good, but I wouldn't go back up to 285 now, so you just got to sort of be sensible. So.
Yeah, well, it's funny, I had a question from a guy, Philip, in the Netherlands, and he's currently taking, I don't know what he's taking, but his red blood cell count goes up, so he's got to give blood.
Mm-hmm.
And just wanted advice, because he's gaining muscle, he's 46, around that age, and wanted to know what else he could take to keep gaining. Do you think it's healthy for guys in there?
You're always gonna, depending when you say gaining, because muscle-wise gaining, after years and years and years, your muscle gain is going to finally stop. Then it can just come down to conditioning and how you look, and when you diet down, you're going to look bigger. But as far as putting on muscle size, you get to a point where you're not going to gain any more muscle. You can gain fat, and then it just comes down to how fat and obese do you want to get, and then it's not really healthy. Like I said, as you get older, you sort of got to watch that stuff a bit more, and get more checkups. And I know a lot of people take Anadrol or an Apollon 50, which they used to give to AIDS patients, which is a real toxic drug, but yet you only need one tablet a day, and it increases your red blood cells, keeps you full, makes you super strong. People like it, so people take that drug. But you just got to be, like I said, just watch everything, get your blood work done all the time. And had my blood work done, I think it was about 3-4 weeks ago now, and mine was all fine. Red blood cell count, white blood cell, liver, kidneys, everything was all good. Thyroid was normal, and haven't been using anything either. And my doctor said to me, what am I taking? Because I said, why? Because I did the testosterone, and I think here testosterone's between 4 and 18 or something like that, and whatever it was, but mine was 28. I said, I'm not on anything, but he thought I was. He goes, you taking any testosterone boosters? I said, no. So it was 28, but so there you go. So as far as the blood goes, that's good. So I figured, some people, all they do is get their blood work done. I think they're good, but getting all your blood work done is, doesn't really tell you how your heart muscles and everything's going. So it's best to get it all done.
So do you think? I just think when you're our age, you keep training, but you've got to be realistic with.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to get these tests done either. If you got Medicare, it doesn't take long to get into a hospital. Or I've always told people, if you're that worried about it, sometimes if you go to your doctor and you get a form to go to the hospital, they could put you on a waiting list to get your heart done. I know some people might wait a month, and if they had a serious problem, in a month you could be dead. So
Yeah.
best thing to do is just walk into the emergency room, tell them you got bad chest pains, you're finding it hard to breathe. It's like pressure on your chest. You think you're having a heart attack, boom, you'll be straight in, and they'll run all the tests straight away. So that's the best way to do it.
Lee Priest's guide to
Well, I think
Australian
it's-
health system.
Yeah, because if you say you're having a heart attack, you've got chest
get on
pain
it.
and you can't breathe, they'll rush you
Yes.
in pretty quick. So they're not going to say, "I'll take your seat soon." We'll see you in an hour
We'll
or
see you
two.
in a month.
Yeah, so no, you'll be in straight away. So that's if you're really worried about it and you want to get it done. But yeah, but if it's just a regular checkup, just get it done every year. It doesn't take long. So and then you got peace of mind. And don't have. I've got friends who get peace of mind and they go. I've had friends who get their blood work done, their liver's fine, kidneys fine. The first thing they say is, "Oh, good, now I can really get on the gear and fucking fucking beat it." It's like, it's just stupid. If you got a good bill of health and your kidneys and liver's good, why go fucking get on all the juice to fuck it up? So
Keep doing what you're doing.
yeah, so crazy. But you just got to be sensible.
And so just it's a tragic event, and hopefully everyone learns from it, and because he was a good guy,
Yes,
entertaining.
that's why I've always said. I said, we lose Rich and Dallas. Everyone says was a nice guy. I never met both of them, but just from seeing how down to earth Rich was and open, and Dallas always seemed like a pretty outgoing guy and nice and friendly, and that sort of have all the charisma and stuff. And we lose two greats like that, and that fucking prick Sean Ray's still going. Fuck. There is no God.
No.
What?
We wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Oh, look at Sean's comments on everyone that gets a problem and dies. He's fucking going on about Rich Piana. What he post karma and stuff like that. And
Oh, really?
yeah, he's a dick. So